Talking about hardships tends to raise red flags for all of us. But what might feel like overwhelming misery for some can seem insignificant in comparison to others from different parts of the world. Perhaps that's the case with the struggles in Iceland. It doesn't matter how you fall, the important thing is to get back on the bike and keep pedaling. Mental health and depression can be significant challenges. According to a 2017 article from *Iceland magazine*, about 1 in 10 Icelanders experiences feelings of depression at some point in their lives. In fact, back in 2015, Iceland had the 4th highest rate of depression in Europe and the 2nd highest rate of related symptoms. Seeing a funeral ceremony and a cemetery just a few streets away serves as a sobering reminder of how short this journey really is. In Iceland, between 2011 and 2020, the leading cause of death was circulatory system diseases. As for the rate of people who choose to end their lives voluntarily, it stands at 8.6 per 100,000 inhabitants, slightly below the global average. Sons and daughters of Odin enjoy remarkably long lives. An Icelandic Viking lives, on average, 80.7 years, while the so-called weaker sex, a Viking Valkyrie, can reach almost 84 years. In 1996, 95% of the population was entirely Icelandic. Homogeneity and efficient governance, much easier to manage in a small country, are often highlighted as key factors behind Iceland's success. The truth is, as a result of this economic boom, Iceland's labour market is hungry for foreign workers, a siren song for immigrants from all over the world. And here lies a paradox. On one hand, they want and need immigrants, but on the other, there's a deep-seated fear of losing their ancestral culture. There's currently a construction boom, with hotels going up one after another. The massive influx of visitors indirectly influences the acceptance of foreigners, sometimes helping, sometimes complicating matters. However, this boom is also reshaping the city's landscape. Rental prices are skyrocketing, and the island's infrastructure is becoming overstretched in many ways, factors that not everyone views positively. Iceland has a relatively low poverty rate compared to other countries, but there are still people living in such conditions. In 2019, 9.3% of Iceland's population was at risk of poverty, meaning around 33,000 people had incomes below the poverty threshold. Icelanders earn an average of $67,488 USD per year, a figure significantly higher than the OECD average of $49,165 USD. The cost of living in Iceland is very high, and it's considered one of the most expensive countries for visitors, something we quickly verified. On average, the monthly cost of living for one person is around $2,500, and for a family of four, it's about $5,500. However, in my opinion, these figures are far from sufficient. The price of housing in Reykjavik is much higher than anywhere else in the country. It's said that the country is experiencing a real estate bubble, partly due to the growing number of tourists visiting the island each year. Rent is the biggest expense in Iceland. In the capital, Reykjavik, a one-bedroom apartment can cost around $1,800 USD per month, while outside the city centre, it may go for about $1,400 USD per month. A three-bedroom apartment in Reykjavik averages around $2,500 USD. While the urban aesthetics in Reykjavik are quite Spartan, with houses and public roads in perfect condition, there's an almost dissonant element emerging. Street graffiti is slowly spreading across the city. If you're one of those who were born tired, allergic to work and fond of leisure and prolonged sighs, this might be good news for you. Iceland was the canary in the coal mine, adopting the 4-day work week. Between 2015 and 2019, the country implemented a pilot program where 2,500 public sector employees reduced their work week from 40 hours to between 35 and 36 hours. The reactions were swift, with Icelandic unions reaching agreements with companies to extend this model to other sectors. As a result, 86% of Icelanders now have some form of reduced work hours. Iceland is a country with a dramatic climate and tectonic forces that can cause natural hazards such as storms, floods, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, avalanches, and countless adventures straight out of a disaster movie. Especially when you leave the cities, you'll notice an incredible absence of trees. Land degradation is a significant environmental issue on the island, caused by deforestation, livestock grazing, land use, and natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions. Be careful where you step, because there are hundreds of hot springs that could cook you alive. Living outside the capital can mean tough isolation, even when living just a few kilometers away. It's an experience suited for very few, but we'll dedicate the next video to this particular topic. Thanks for sticking around. If you liked the video,